The Sophie Rain scandal has officially shifted from viral pranks to a high-stakes legal battle that exposes the dark side of Bop House management. For months, the internet watched as Sophie Rain and her circle of creators dominated timelines with increasingly bizarre story arcs, ranging from sudden medical emergencies to shock relationship reveals. But according to a bombshell video released by Sophie on December 26, 2025, the reality behind those millions of views was a scripted narrative controlled entirely by her former management team. This isn't just a story about a creator moving on, it's a blueprint of how modern digital agencies use psychological pressure and manufactured drama to inflate spicy site earnings. Today, we are following the money and the contracts to answer three critical questions. Why was Sophie forced to fake a pregnancy for a year? How much of the Bop House lifestyle was actually a debt trap for its creators? And what do the leaked earnings receipts tell us about who was really profiting from her work? The common belief across Twitter and TikTok is that Sophie and her fellow creators were the masterminds behind their own viral fame, choosing to lean into the chaos for engagement. However, our investigation reveals a much more clinical reality. Per Sophie's own testimony and corroborating statements from creator Eva Reyes, their management allegedly leveraged ironclad contracts to dictate every single post, interaction, and personal life event. We are looking at a system where spicy content is secondary to the reality TV style manipulation used to keep subscribers paying. We will prove that the viral stunts weren't just for clout, they were contractual obligations designed to mask a massive financial drain on the creators themselves. To understand the gravity of this, we have to look at how these agencies manufacture a persona that the creator isn't allowed to drop even when the cameras are off. Ranking at our number 2 most shocking point is the weight gain pivot. According to the TikTok expose posted by Sophie Rain and Eva Reyes on December 26th, their former agency didn't just suggest content ideas, they monitored the creators' physical bodies to find new ways to monetize them. Sophie revealed that when her management noticed she had gained a small amount of weight, they didn't see a health concern or a personal change, they saw a business opportunity. Allegedly, the management team pressured her into faking a year-long pregnancy arc specifically because pregnancy content is a high-performing niche on subscription platforms. Per Sophie's statement, she was forced under contract to lie to her audience for 12 months. This wasn't a choice made by a young woman in the industry, it was a corporate directive to exploit her own physical changes for a specific demographic of paying subscribers. The psychological toll of living a lie for a year while being unable to speak out due to non-disclosure agreements highlights the extreme lack of agency these creators actually have. Imagine waking up every day and having to put on a prosthetic or use camera angles to maintain a lie that thousands of people are commenting on. The agency reportedly told her that her natural look wasn't selling as well as the motherhood fantasy would. This level of body commodification goes beyond standard marketing. It enters the realm of psychological warfare against the creator's own self-image. But the most shocking point, ranking at our number 1, is the debt cycle agency model. While viewers see creators like Sophie Rain living in luxury mansions and driving exotic cars, the financial receipts tell a different story. According to industry insiders and leaked agency documents surfaced in late 2025, many of these influencer houses operate on a predatory recoupment structure. The agency pays for the house, the cars, and the high-end lifestyle up front, but labels these as business expenses that the creator must pay back from their gross earnings. This means that even if a creator is generating 6 figures a month on the Blue site, they might see less than 20% of that after the agency takes its massive cut and deducts the cost of the lifestyle they are forced to project. Per analysis of similar contracts in the industry, these creators are often essentially employees of their own brand, with the agency owning their likeness and even their social media passwords. When Sophie mentions she couldn't make her own decisions, she isn't just talking about what to eat for lunch, she's talking about the total loss of her financial identity. She was essentially a high-earning tenant in a house she didn't own, driving a car she couldn't keep, all while generating millions for a management team that held the keys to her bank account. This lifestyle debt is a leash. If a creator wants to leave, the agency often demands immediate repayment of these advances, which can total hundreds of thousands of dollars, effectively trapping the creator in the contract. Moving to our third point, we have to look at the recruitment of the next generation. In their December video, Sophie and Ava raised a red flag that the industry is currently reeling from: the targeting of younger, more vulnerable creators. They specifically questioned their former management's direction regarding the recruitment of creators like Piper Raquel. This suggests a pattern where agencies seek out individuals who may not have the legal or financial literacy to navigate these complex industry work agreements. By bringing in younger talent, the agencies can replicate the Bop House formula with fresh faces who are less likely to push back against scripted pranks or fake drama. This is a volume game for the managers. If one creator burns out or rebels, like Sophie did, they have 5 more in the pipeline ready to take her place. These agencies aren't looking for longevity, they're looking for the next viral spike. They treat creators like disposable batteries, draining their clout and personal reputation until there's nothing left, then moving on to the next young hopeful who sees the mansions and cars but doesn't see the fine print in the contract. The industry term for this is churn and burn, and per recent discussions on creator forums, it is becoming the standard operating procedure for the biggest management groups in the blue site space. In our fourth point, we examine the PR move versus reality. The agency's response to Sophie's departure has been a masterclass in digital damage control. Per social media monitoring from December 2025, as soon as Sophie went public with the fake prank allegations, the agency began scrubbing her presence from their official channels and highlighting other creators who are still loyal to the brand. This is a classic industry tactic: isolate the whistleblower and make it appear as though they're the problematic one. However, the timeline of Sophie's graduation from the agency aligns perfectly with the expiration of a 1-year non-disclosure agreement. It's no coincidence that she waited until she was legally clear to reveal that her most viral moments were complete fabrications. This suggests that there are likely dozens of other creators currently under similar contracts who are simply waiting for their clocks to run out before they can tell the truth. The agency is currently trying to spin the narrative that Sophie is unstable or unprofessional, but the consistency between her story and Reyes's story makes that a hard sell for anyone paying attention to the details. Fifth, we have the industry fallout. This scandal has sent shockwaves through the blue site community. Other top earners are now being questioned by their own subscribers about the authenticity of their content. The Sophie Rain effect has made the audience cynical. If one of the biggest names in the industry was faking pregnancies and relationship drama under a forced contract, who else is doing it? We've seen a surge in creators posting raw and unfiltered content in an attempt to distance themselves from the agency-led Bop House model. But even these authentic posts are being scrutinized. The business of spicy content is undergoing a massive shift as fans begin to realize that the direct connection they were promised for $20 a month was often just a script written by a 40-year-old manager in a boardroom. The parasocial relationship is the product, and Sophie just broke the fourth wall. This loss of trust has real financial consequences. Per early analytics from January 2026, engagement on scripted drama posts has dropped significantly as users are no longer willing to play along with what they now recognize as a corporate marketing ploy. Finally, we look at the legal precedent. Sophie's decision to speak out could lead to a wave of litigation against these management groups. If these contracts are found to be unconscionable, or if they involve fraudulent inducement, meaning the creators were lied to about the nature of the work, the entire agency model could collapse. Per legal commentary on the evolving laws surrounding digital creators in 2025, we are moving toward a period of influencer unionization, where the blue site stars finally get the same protections as traditional actors. Sophie isn't just a victim of a bad contract, she's the face of a movement that is demanding transparency in a historically opaque industry. There is also the question of coerced speech. If a creator is forced to lie about their personal health or life status to maintain a contract, does that violate labor laws? Several legal experts have pointed out that while independent contractor status usually gives agencies a lot of leeway, the level of control described by Sophie sounds more like an employer-employee relationship, which carries much stricter legal requirements for fair treatment and compensation. Furthermore, we must address the content factory environment. In the Bop House, creators weren't just making videos, they were on a 24-hour production schedule. Per insiders, if a creator wasn't generating clout-worthy moments, they were penalized or threatened with eviction from the house. This constant pressure to perform creates an environment where boundaries disappear.
Sophie's admission that she was forced to maintain the pregnancy lie even in her private life suggests that the agency didn't just own her content, they wanted to own her reality. This is the dark evolution of the spicy industry. It's no longer about the photos, it's about the narrative. The more extreme the narrative, the higher the subscription count. When the truth finally comes out, the creator is the one who faces the backlash from the fans, while the managers walk away with their percentage, protected by shell companies and ironclad legal teams. The ripple effect of this scandal is also touching the payment platforms themselves. Per reports from late December, several financial institutions are looking closer at industry work agencies that operate under these recruitment models, fearing that the high level of creator turnover and potential legal issues make them high-risk clients. If the money stops flowing through these specific agencies, the Bop House model will starve. We are witnessing the beginning of the end of the management-led drama era. Sophie Rain was the perfect test subject for this model because of her massive reach, but her decision to burn the bridge on her way out has left a trail of fire that is catching up to every other creator in that house. As we look at the timeline of events, from the first medical emergency prank to the final truth video, a clear pattern of escalation emerges. The agency kept pushing the envelope to see how much the audience would believe and how much Sophie would tolerate. It wasn't until the demands began to compromise her long-term reputation that she found the leverage to break away. This serves as a warning to every new creator entering the blue site world. If the deal looks too good to be true, it's probably because you aren't the partner, you're the product. In summary, the Sophie Rain scandal isn't just about fake pranks. It's a reveal of a sophisticated financial machine that treats human beings like content-generating assets. We've proved that the viral drama was a scripted product, the rich lifestyle was often a debt trap, and the agency model relies on the silence of its creators. Sophie Rain's career will likely survive this. She has the name recognition and the fan base to go independent. But for the hundreds of smaller creators still trapped in Bop House-style contracts, the nightmare is far from over. This is the new reality of the adult industry. The biggest scandals aren't what happens on camera, but what happens in the contracts signed behind the scenes. To understand the full scope of how these agencies operate and to see who else is currently caught in the web, you need to watch our next deep dive. The game is changing, and the velvet rope is being pulled back. We are moving into an era where transparency is the only currency that matters. If you want to stay ahead of the next big industry collapse and understand the secrets that agencies don't want you to know, you need to follow the Velvet Rope Industry Secrets playlist. We cover the money, the manipulation, and the moves that define the modern adult world. From the secret bank accounts to the hidden clauses in the most famous contracts in the world, we're showing you exactly how the game is played. Click the playlist now to see how deep the rabbit hole really goes and to learn how to spot a fake industry arc before it hits your timeline. The era of the Bop House is crumbling, but the secrets are just starting to come to light. Don't be the last to know what's really going on behind the scenes of the world's most profitable industry. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and always read the fine print before you step behind the velvet rope.